check out my friend Lee's boxing channel.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my latest video. Now, today's video is going to be talking about the upcoming matchup taking place in London at the O2 Arena between Anthony Joshua versus Dominic Breazeale. Now, looking at this matchup, a lot of people believe this fight to be a mismatch. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this fight and what I think on this matchup. So when you look at Dominic Breazeale as a fighter, he has victories over Fred Cassie, which I believe he did not win that fight. And he also defeated Amir Mansour. And in that fight, I got to give him a lot of credit because Breazeale was getting absolutely his ass handed to him, getting rocked multiple times throughout that fight. And ultimately, he ended up coming back, and Amir Mansour could not continue in that fight due to an injury. So I give Breazeale credit in the way he was resilient and showed a lot of heart in that fight. And he is a guy who is 6'7". When you look at his skills, honestly, the biggest thing that stands out to me is he is willing to throw combinations and let his hands go at times. So that is something good that he does do, Dominic Breazeale. Other than that, when I look at this fight, I just think Anthony Joshua has far too many advantages in this matchup. Anthony Joshua has a better hand speed. His punches, his jab, for example, his right hand, left hook are all better than Dominic Breazeale's. He has more power. Joshua, I believe, also has better balance. He's just fundamentally a better boxer than Dominic Breazeale is. And Dominic, for this fight, I believe, has really been overcompensating for maybe it's a doubt in the back of his mind. The way he's been talking leading up to this fight, like, it's crazy the amount of confidence he's trying to show. Although I think personally it's a reactionary thing due to, in the back of his mind, he knows what really he's getting himself into. Going over to the UK, Anthony Joshua has been destroying people. And the most telling tale sign of what I'm talking about was when Anthony Joshua and Dominic Breazeale had a face-off in some kind of park over in the UK. They're having a stare down, and Dominic is talking trash about Anthony Joshua. And while you see them staring down, there's a moment where Dominic Breazeale slightly looks away and turns his head, and it's hard to catch, but you definitely can see it. He loses eye contact with Joshua. Now, that's a big thing under Custom Model's mental game that he taught Mike Tyson. You can hear him talk about in the documentary Tyson. When Tyson is fighting Michael Spinks and they're locking eyes and Spinks looks down and looks away, Tyson right there thinks that he's afraid of him, and mentally he thought right away that he could win that fight due to the weakness shown in the mental game by Spinks. And ultimately, Tyson was right in that fight because he destroyed Spinks. Not comparing all these fighters, but just an observation I noticed mentally leading up to the matchup between Joshua and Dominic Breazeale. So I believe Dominic Breazeale is fronting. He doesn't have the confidence, and he doesn't have the skills that he claims he does. He knows what's going to happen. In my opinion, this is going to be another Charles Martin fight. Joshua, as you can see, also, I've been high on his skill set for a long time. But in the last fight, he actually was setting Charles Martin up for combinations and ultimately finished in that way. And a lot of people think of Joshua as just a quick starter with tons of power and throws a lot of punches. But Joshua was showing new assets to his game, and Charles Martin, unfortunately, was the guy who had to pay for that. So I believe in this fight, Anthony Joshua, far too many skills and advantages in this fight. I believe this is going to be a quick fight. No more than 4 rounds. I don't think Dominic Breazeale is lasting.